Everyone wonders whether or not their nipples are normal, but most of us only have family members, partners, or the adult entertainment industry as a reference point. But did you know there's actually 7 different types of nipples? So what type of nipples do you have? There are 7 different clinical categories of nipples: normal, puffy, flat, inverted category 1, 2, or 3, or other. And bless the scientist who decided all he really wanted to do with his life was categorize nipples. To figure out what type of nipple you have, look at the size and elevation of the nipple and areola. Normal category nipples stick out a little bit from the areola, and even more when they're cold or aroused. Now, even though this category is called normal, only around half of women actually fall into this category. So many different types of nipples are actually normal biologically. Flat nipples are nipples that don't stick out, they blend into the areola, but they can turn to sticky outy nips when it gets cold. Puffy nipples are just like flat nipples, but the whole areola is raised in comparison to the skin of the breast. Inverted nipples come in 3 different types and kind of look like chest dimples. It's where the nipple itself is pressed into the areola. Grade 1 inverts will pop out when it's cold, but mostly hang out in their nipple caverns, which is why they're sometimes known as shy nipples. They can be tempted to pop out when the areola is gently squeezed and will stay out, whereas grade 2 inverts will retract back into the areola after the finger pressure has been released. Women with grade 3 inverted nipples are more likely to have constricted milk ducts, which means breastfeeding can be impossible without surgery. There's also a category of other nipples. One big category is unilateral, where one nipple is inverted and the other is not, kind of like the boobs are winking at you. Some people also have nipples that are abnormal. They can be divided or even missing altogether. Even though there's 7 categories of nipples, there's so much variation between people that basically all nipples are pretty much normal. And unless you're a breastfeeding mum or considering a job in the adult entertainment industry, the size and shape of your nipples doesn't really affect your life very much. But it's always fun to know. But what about my nipple color? Well, nipples are colored by 2 different types of pigment, red or brown, which means they can be a variety of different shades, and they can also change over time. There's a whole spectrum of shades, including ivory, almond, bronze, and tawny. But the spectrum and the nomenclature changes depending on which nipple expert you're talking to. But if you're concerned at all about the size, shape, or color of your nipples, or if those things have changed, make sure you talk to your doctor. Hi everyone, I'm Jade Lovell, resident science nerd on the Young Turks Network. You're watching SciQ, and we know you don't want to miss an episode, so please click the subscribe button down below.